Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's solve this question together. Now look at what you are given. We are given that x squared into 4 to the power of x squared is all equals to what? 1. We are asked to find the value of x. At this point, we can all observe that we are having x squared here and also have x squared as the exponent here. Now what are we going to do? We are not wrong in any way. We can let what is common, which is x squared. Let x squared, represent what? Represent p. We are not wrong because we are looking for a way so that this question can be easily solvable. At this point, what we are going to do, we are going to substitute p in place of what? S squared. So we're going to have what? P, into what? 4 to the power of what? P. Everything is equals to what? 1. Right? Now, we are not also wrong if we divide both sides by p. Because if we can get the value of p, we can know the value of what? X. So if we divide the whole of this by what? P, also divide this by what? P. Now you all agree with me that this p will cancel out this other p that's here. So we have that 4 to the power of p is equals to what? 1 over what? P. Wow. This is amazing. Now at this point, what are we going to do? Remember that the power of this 4 here is p. So for us to remove this p from here, what you have to do is to multiply both powers by the reciprocal of p. Remember, if you are solving question, you have to understand some properties of indices, because if you have 2, the reciprocal of 2 is what? Is 1 over 2. And if you have 1 over 2, the reciprocal of 1 over 2 is what? Is 2. You can see by what? By side. But what are we going to do so that we can have the value of x that will satisfy this equation? Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write this as what? Into 4 to the power of p multiplied by the reciprocal of p. Remember, I said earlier that if this is p, the reciprocal of this p is what? Is 1 over what? P. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply both powers by what? By the reciprocal of p, which is 1 over what? P. So if I multiply here by 1 over p equals to into 1 divided by what? P multiplied to the power of what? 1 over what? P. Because I'm multiplying both powers by what? The reciprocal of p, which is 1 over p, right? Now, remember one of the properties of indices that if we have what? Into a to the power of n, a to the power of what? M, all to the power of what? N. Remember, these properties of indices help us a lot here. It will help us here because we know that this law states that the index inside the parentheses can multiply the index outside the word parentheses. So this will be equal to what? A to the power of what? M multiplied by what? M. At this point, this p here represent our m here, and 1 over p here represent our what? N here. So you can see this by obeying these properties of indices, we can write this as what? Into 4 to the power of what? P multiplied by 1 over what? P. Everything is equals to what? This will give us what? Into 1 over what? P, all to the power of what? 1 over what? P. Now, this will cancel out this. We are left with 4 equals to what? Into 1 over P, all to the power of what? 1 over what? P. Wow. This is amazing. This is pocket genius. I love this. At this point, we are going to do something very interesting and amazing, and you will love it. Now let me write this here as into 1 over what? P, all to the power what? 1 over what? P is equals to what? 4. Let not stress yourself. Let all be realistic to this question. Are you hearing me? Now look at what you are going to do. Let's look at 4 in index form. Remember that 4 index form simply means 2 to the power of 2 because 2 times 2 is what? Is 4. Let's look at 4 in index form. We can write 4 index form as 2 to the power of what? 2. That means into 1 divided by p, all to the power of what? 1 over p is equals to 2 to the power of what? 2. Because we all know that 2 to the power of 2 represent what? 4. Now let's observe this carefully. What are we seeing? We are seeing that our left hand side, which is into 1 over p, all to the power of 1 over what? P is equals to 2 to the power of what? 2. Now, without not wasting a lot of time, we all agree that if this to the power of this equals to this to the power of this, by comparing the left hand side with the right hand side, we all see that 1 over p is equals to what? 2. Can agree with me with this, Here is 1 over p. Power here is 1 over p. 1 over p over 1 over p. 1 over p is the same as the power here, which is 1 over 2, 1 over p. The base here is what? Is 2, and the power here is 2. Since the base here is 1 over p and the base here is 2, it's a good comparison. Okay? Now let's solve for p from here. We have 1 over p is equals to 2. Now at this point, what you're going to do, the denominator here of this is what? Is 1. 1 times 1 will give us 1 equals to p times 2 give us what? 2 what? 2p. Okay? Now remember, I said earlier that if you can find the value of p, we'll know the value of what? X. Okay? So what we are going to do here is to divide both sides by what? By 2, so that we can have the value of what? P. So if we divide here by 2, also divide here by what? 2. This 2 can also add this. We'll now see that p is equals to what? 1 over 2 or 0.5. Wow, this is pocket genius. I love this. Can you see how simple and interesting it is? But remember, we are not looking for the value of s, we are asked to what? Find. But why are we doing this? We are doing this so that this problem can be easily what? Solvable, right? Now at this point, let's recall something very interesting. Let's remember or recall that, okay, recall that we all agree that we say let s to the power of 2 represent p. Simply means that s to the power of p, which represent p, is equals to what? P. You all agree with me by putting in what? Mathematical what? Terms. Wow, I love this. Now since you are getting the value of p as 1 over 2 or 0.5, we can represent p with what? Half. That means s to the power of 2 is equals to 1 over what? 2. Wow, I love this. Alright, remember, our target is to find the value of what? X. What are we going to do here? For us to remove this square, we have to take what? Square root. Okay? Or we'll do what? If we don't want to take square, we can do what? Let me see. S to the power of 2, we can multiply both powers, okay, by the reciprocal of 2. We are also correct, okay? But let's take square root of both sides so it can be very easy for us. Equals to root what? Root 1 over what? 2, right? Now square root cancel out what? Square. You see that s is equals to what? Now let's simplify our answer to the lowest term, right? Now let's obey one of the rule of sword, okay? Let's obey one of the rule of sword. Now this square root you are seeing affect the numerator, also affect the denominator. I can also write it as root what? 1 divided by what? Root what? 2. Remember that root 2 is what? Irrational numbers. And what are irrational numbers? Irrational numbers are those numbers that do not have an end. That means they continue counting without an end. But let's see. What about root 1? Is root 1 an irrational number? No. Remember that root 1 will give us 1. Okay? So square root of 1 is still what? 1. So we see that our x is equals to what? 1 over what? Root what? Root 2. And this is the value of x that satisfy this equation. This here how amazing and so interesting it is. So please, if you find it very interesting, don't hesitate. Do it to like, comment, and share it to your loved ones so others will learn from it. Please, if you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel so that anytime there are exciting videos, you will notify. So thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.